So you can hear me now. Now Shakespeare, universe, like first lines. I am big pentameter without the rhyme. Now in case your eyes glaze over what I just said, it means only 10 syllables with half of the stress. He might blame verse cause the verse was versatile. The elevator carried the speaking to keep it natural. But before we get accused of geeking out, let me hit me to what this is about. This is a mic check, a mic check, a mic check. A Shakespearean mic check. The time of stage right check. This is a mic check, a mic check, a mic check. Hey man, I'm feeling alright. Check, check, a Shakespearean mic check. Now let's say we were all back in Shakespeare's day at a theater just chilling, checking out a play. At the beginning, some cat might get up on the stage, clear his throat, and then begin to say, let us now on your imaginary force that work. Then through this mixture of prose and verse, transport us to places we never could have gone. Athens, Denmark, battlefields, courtyards, but here we are if we get the levels right, the bass and treble right, and make sure that things are tight. Up the game in the lane between the knobs slightly, make sure feedback no right, more likely. Strike a nice balance with the music and the vocals, and they get a sense of it with the hip and the yokels. To rock the bar hard, what the mission is. Dig, so let us get through the business. This is a mic check, a mic check, a mic check. A Shakespearean mic check. Hey, what a beautiful night. Check, check. This is a mic check, a mic check, a mic check. Is everybody still alright? Check, check. A Shakespearean mic check. A Shakespearean mic check. Believe it or not, I'll understand it if you think the way I once thought. Shakespeare, get out of here. That cat's irrelevant. I mean, you read that early modern English, and it can make one a wee bit squeamish. Hesitant, reticent to engage with the gent. Plus, when you read them, sometimes they just don't make no sense. But if you keep digging into his plays and his poetry, it might just dawn on you what he knew of reality. And then you might gauge how on page, stage, or screen, in almost each stanza and well-crafted scene, he makes English sing and swing. So this is a list of my favorite Shakespearean things. He's that Jewish fellow who says if you prick us, do we not bleed? Richard the Third frantic call for a speed. All all's well that ends well is always a pleaser. So's Antony's soliloquy said over a dead Caesar, and Monroe's head in a midsummer night's dream. These are my favorite Shakespearean things. When I'm tired, uninspired, and my soul needs wings, I open myself to Shakespeare's plays and poems, and then listen to English sing and swing. Prince Harry and of course Falstaff, his buddy, Titus Andronicus, though it's a bit bloody. Cordelia's answer to her dad, the king. Rosalind cross-dressing and playing the he. Caliban, that ruffian that we find in the Tempest. Measure for measure in Hamlet's mad method. The way that he muses on arrows and slings. These are my favorite Shakespearean things. When I'm tired, uninspired, and my soul needs wings, I open myself to Shakespeare's plays and poems, and then listen to English sing and swing. Incited between Capulets and Montagues, Sonnet 130 and Sonnet 18, plus all the malicious his longer poems bring. The way Shakespeare uses pentameter is masterful. Then there's the slew of cool phrases he's left us all, and how his words can make the spirit spring. These are my favorite Shakespearean things. When I'm tired, uninspired, and my soul needs wings, I open myself to Shakespeare's plays and poems, and then listen to English sing and swing. Oh, gotta hear it sing and swing. Oh, it sings and swing. Yeah, it don't mean a thing if it don't sing and swing. Shakespeare. Now everybody over here go. William. And everybody over there. Shakespeare. Now everybody over here go. William. And everybody over there. Shakespeare. Now everybody over here go. William. And everybody over there. Shakespeare. Now everybody over here go. William. And everybody over there. Shakespeare. Gentlemen and all, we wish to welcome you all here to the Shakespeare Time Traveling Speakeasy. Speakeasy is a hip trip where we dip into and out of the literary timeline in order to find evidence of Shakespeare's continuing influence and impact. In fact, the Speakeasy is less of a place and more of a space. A space carved out betwixt the two hippest of squares. One being that of just neither this nor that, the other being that of just neither here nor there. Now, if the term Speakeasy makes you uneasy, well, take it easy. Don't sweat, fret, or despair, mon frere, for we are all teetotalers here, only serving up the drink that makes you think. The ale and mead your mind find it needs, the literary liquor that makes your thoughts flare, flame, and flicker. And to that end, I am the not so humble host of this here sweet, swinging soiree, Mr. Robin Goodfellow. And I'm his right-hand man, not always the man with the plan, but always fighting to the plan and the band, Mr. Horatio Everyman. Shakespeare.
For in this, the 400 plus year since the passing of the cat from Strap, we find it's only right that we dive into the mind and take a full measure for measure of the man reverently and respectfully known as the Bard of Avon.
The Elizabethan dawn that gave us so many words and turns of phrases, he made it a bit easier for us all to speak.
Even if it is true, as his friend and rival Ben Jonson asserted, he had little Latin and even less Greek. And speaking of that, if you can understand a word we just said and declare it's Greek to me, you quote Shakespeare. And if you then came to be more sinned against than sinning, then you go again quoting Shakespeare.
If you acknowledge acting more in sorrow than anger, or that your wishes fall into the thought, or that your lost property has suspiciously vanished in the thin air, you are quoting Shakespeare.
And if you absolutely refuse to budge an inch after having stood upon ceremony in a tower of strength, if you talk of being tongue-tied, or being in a pickle, or suffering from green-eyed jealousy, if you knit your brow, somehow insist upon fair play, even while playing fast and loose with the truth, if you howl about having been hoodwinked, or yawn about not having slept one wink because all last night you laughed yourself into stitches and short shrift, cold comfort, too much of a good thing if you sing about having seen better days or lament currently living in a fool's paradise. Why, be that as it may, the more fool you, for it is a foregone conclusion that you are, as good luck would have it, quoting Shakespeare.
If you stayed as early days, you decided to clear out back and back. If you stayed as high time, and that is the long and short of it. If you explain that the game is up and the truth will out, even if it involves your own flesh and blood, and so advise you one should lie low to the crack of doom because you suspect foul play, and say one should not have one's teeth set on edge without rhyme or reason, and to give the devil his due. If the truth were known, well, surely you have a tongue in your head. You are quoting Shakespeare.
And if you would have been me, good riddance, and send me packing, and then tell everyone that you and I both know you wish I were dead as a doornail.
Yeah.
That you think I am an eyesore.
Yeah.
The devil incarnate.
That too.
A stony-hearted villain.
Yes.
About a bloody-minded blinking idiot. Oh well, tut-tut, but we know buts. WTD, for it is all one to me, that is what the dickens. But you, and especially you, would be quoting Shakespeare. And the thing about quoting Shakespeare is that we have many more quotes that can be attributed to his literature than we actually have facts that we can safely attribute to his life. The truth is, we don't really even know what the man looked like. This is the most authentically, scholarly authenticated portrait of Mr. William Shakespeare, at least who we think Mr. Shakespeare looks like. But as we'll see, there are many other portraits that also purport to be those of Mr. William Shakespeare. So like I said, I'm really not that sure about what he looked like. And this shouldn't be surprised, because during those 52 years Mr. Shakespeare was alive, between 1564 and 1616, he had zero access to a smartphone, which means he could not take a selfie of himself, place it on the then non-existent internet, and then update his status every 15 minutes. So for this reason, history records nothing of what the bard might have had as a side dish to his mutton. In fact, the only thing we can know about anyone from that time would have been written down by hand. That would be human hand, making it subject to human error, therefore mistaken information. And since the only thing written down was what the Elizabethans felt should be written down, which is when someone was born, when they died, if they got married or baptized, or any legal proceedings proceeding against them, well, as you can surmise, that is a very small amount of information over a very relatively long life. So, when you have mistaken information compiled against missing information, reading up against the human inclination for creative story creation, you are going to get speculation. And when you speculate about anybody as infinitely speculatable as one Mr. William Shakespeare, you are inevitably going to be in controversy. Was written on April 23.
Man, we don't even know that.
Controversy. Why we only go to school until age 15?
That seems pretty short.
Controversy. When and where did he meet his future wife and Hathaway?
Wasn't she really older than him? and Judith, right?
Mr. Shakespeare, you had to be traveling, learning, acting, understanding how plays
How else would he know?
Mr. Shakespeare, because by 1592, we know that you were in London town.
Upstart crow.
Mr. Shakespeare, because it seems you've written things that were starting to get humanized.
The shrew.
Mr. Shakespeare.
But did he pen the poems, the sonnets, and the plays?
Hey, some say yay, some say nay.
Many don't believe he could have written that way.
Yeah, that is what some of them say.
Given that he never gone to university.
Sounds like snobbery. Mr. Shakespeare, we don't understand. Were you Catholic or atheist?
Shh, don't ask, don't tell.
Controversy. Did he have to hide what he was because of politics?
Yep.
Controversy. Why is it that we have 0 books or letters in his hand?
Hey, what's up with that?
Controversy. Maybe it's one of those mysteries that we will just never understand.
Maybe so.
Controversy.
Why is it that a man of such literary fame,
Known all over the world.
whose words lit the world like a literary flame,
Dropped so many literary pearls.
seem to be so confused about how to spell his name?
At least 6 ways is what I heard. William Shakespeare.
Now this is a story all about how one man turned the whole world upside down. And if you like to hear it, just sit right there. I tell you all about the beginning of the great William Shakespeare. Yeah, strapping up on the Avon, born and raised in the glove shop where he spent most of his days, helping his dad with the sheep in the wool and all reading some books at the King's New School. Mom and Dad, John and Mary, they were doing pretty good. His pop was the mayor of the neighborhood. They had 8 children total just to keep it fit. But only one became the famous William Shakespeare. He had to read Latin and poets like Ovid, Virgil and Plutarch. He simply loved it. He lived during the time of the bubonic plague. Many people died, they could not be saved, but Shakespeare survived somehow, some way. And at 18 years old, married Anne Hathaway.
And was 8 years old, and that's to be for sure.
Man, I guess Shakespeare must have been really mature. They had 1 child together, then they had 2 more. Hamlet and Judith, and they weren't exactly poor, but things got hard for his pop. The ex-mayor of his family's flight. Shakespeare was aware about talking to his wife about it late in the night. When he read a new poem, and she said,
Baby, that's tight. You should go to London, get your words on the scene. Wait until we think the way you drop a hot 14. I'm really grateful, baby, to be on your team. And I'ma hold it down here while you chase your dreams.
some say they said, yeah, he could have been a sailor. I think that he was grinding, trying not to be a failure. He walked with a taken 4 days to get there. Off to London, Mr. William Shakespeare. So you can imagine the young Shakespeare making his journey from the small town of Stratford upon Avon to go to the big city of London. You know, Shakespeare once said, all the world is a stage. And so when he got to London, this new stage, so different from his old stage. You imagine he came across a whole lot of colorful characters in this new place. Some of those characters are probably more colorful than others.
Don't dally and don't dither, baby. Come ye here, that I might pour my spirit in thy ear. See, round here, you better be quick to get him to the happenings, the tricks, the trades, and traps in this city. See, this ain't no place for the innocent to face. No, sir. Tain't no hood in which no babe from no wood should be. So you peeps wish to see the London of the bard, huh? Well, I certainly hope you are blessed with sterner stuff and with strong enough stomachs, and that you are not too Catholic. And if you are, I mean, hey, that's cool. But don't do that. I mean it. I would strongly advise you against it. Now, don't get it twisted. See, me, I ain't got no prejudice against no papists, man. Some of my best friends and clients, I might add, dig on some Eucharist. You know what I'm saying? But Queen E, oh, baby, oh, no, whoa. She ain't having it, yo. Baby girl just like her daddy, King Henry the Ocho. So if you are one of them cheerleading, rah, 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 sis, boom, type Catholics, well, lest you relish the idea of becoming quickly headless and having your noggin rotting atop one of them spikes up there, yeah, I would keep any people enthusiasms such as I might have on the down low. You know, if you like life and would like to continue breathing. Oh, and speaking of breathing, try not to. But if for some reason you find you got to, you'd better get prepared to have your nostrils assailed with the smell of, well, of London. This wondrously older river city in which we lay our scene, where I wouldn't touch anything were I you, because hardly anything's clean. I mean, London is bad food and bad breath. Peeps who reek of weeks of old body sweat. We're talking animal droppings, the sloppies that slop out of chamber pots. London is slime slick, streets thick with God knows what. In fact, if one were of a poetically inclined mind, one might poetically opine that this entire metropolis is little more than a foul and pestilent congregation of vapors. It's a good line. I'm no pen or paper. Anyway, what do you expect when you get 200,000 people squeezed into a space of just over 1.5 square miles? I'll tell you get plague. A disease that wants to kill, whether you be man, woman, or child, and will by the thousands every year, and still people keep on coming here. I mean, why not? Yes, I suppose that copying an abode in this zip code might well leave one corpse cold, but truth be told, London is hot. One of the liveliest, liveliest spots in all of Europe. And ever since divine providence saw fit to assist us in putting a spanking on the Spanish, we have been getting our globe traveling on. And maybe having a killer navy has been good for business here at home. So come along, and let's all go for a walk about, so y'all can get to checking out and I can get to talking about my city, London. London is factories and dockyards, breweries and stockyards, liveries and print shops, butcheries and food bars, grammar schools and guild halls, law courts and drink halls, hospitals, and of course, y'all, over there looms the Cathedral of St. Paul. If that ain't all. See, if you are with a lit of wit and wherewithal, and prefer a bit of boisterous roister to cloister, London is thine oyster. See, London is brick and basket, wig and glass makers, innkeepers, fishmongers, cake and bread bakers, tinsmiths, goldsmiths, coppersmiths, carpenters, shipwrights and sailors and soldiers and armorers. London is furriers, haberdashers and couriers. London is watermen. London is ministers. London is exchequers, booksellers, printers, apprentices, servants and merchants and cooks, teachers and lawyers, and I mean just love. London is a veritable universe of commerce and crooks. London is, you know, I think it's best if I just whisper this. London is pony catchers, cut purses, cutthroats, and thuggery, pilferers and pickpockets plotting skullduggery. London is ragabrash, gnash gabs, and mug spouts, mumble-crusted, fusty lugs who always got their hands out. London is bully boys, brigands, and buffoons. London is filled with ruthless, toothless goons. London is jinx and naughty body eye winks, chancing to chip lip or crib your pocket filled with chinks, so don't you blink. For whether you be innocent, citizen, or denizen, someone here wishes to relieve you, friend, of the burden of that coin and maybe the burden of living. But if you be a stranger, seeking fortune, pleasure, or danger, why, this is the city you wish to be visiting. So you better get to listening to me. Learn to keep thy wits about thee. Learn to take heed and take note. For this town is a gas and a laugh, but she's no joke. Look, folks, is that the Globe Theater's flag up? Yep. That is a sure sign they're putting up a play today. So what do you say? Y'all up? Solid. So why don't we all just row this boat across the River Thames to Bankside, one of the red light / theater districts of London. This one known as Southwark. Welcome to London. Hey, man, you better watch your step. Welcome to London. Yeah, you young lady, you better step with some pep. Welcome to London. You better hang on to your wallet or your change purse. Welcome. Or you won't have either one of them left. Welcome to London.
Another thing you gotta worry about when you travel the streets of London, man, is gossip. I mean, rumors spread around here faster than any play. In fact, there's more than a few scuttles and bucks about the reason why Shakespeare even wrote some of his most famous poems, the sonnets.
The sonnets, those 14-line pretty ditties, which are all about love and life and what causes you strife. Well, it seems the play had closed down all of the playhouses, so none of the playwrights could ply their trade. But the way things are today is the way they were back then, that no matter what condition your bank account is in, the rent has got to get made. So Shakespeare, being the hustler that he was like, yo, bruh, I got to get paid. So he looked around to see what the other playwrights were doing, and he saw that they were taking private clients in. And so Shakespeare thought about it, and that's what he did. But you know, instead of me kicking it to you like that, let me rip it to you like this. Rumor 'tis in the 16th century, the mother of one Henry Risley wanted her son to give her a grandkid or 3. Now Henry was pretty rich and young, and he was being simple and having fun, but he was wildly thought girls weren't his cup of tea. Mama said marry, Hank said nope, and asked he was near and nary a hope. In her desperation, she gets this bright idea. She thinks maybe some poems might help convince him that matrimony makes real good sense. So she decided to call upon one Mr. William Shakespeare. Now, Shakespeare had written a poem quite longish. It was entitled Venus and Adonis and featured a real cute youth who was deaf to love's voice. And since Shakespeare had dedicated that poem to Mama Risley's undutiful son, you can see why Shakespeare would be her poet of choice. So, she finds out Mark and makes him an offer, and since William was willing to fill his coffers, he said, sure lady, I'll write whatever you want me to write. So, he grabbed a plume and a pile of parchment and commenced to write 17 sonnets on why you should get married and have kids before you die.
Oh, get married and have kids before you die. Cause one day in the cold ground, you surely gonna die. And every one of those you will be crying, why, oh why. So get married and have kids before you die.
Now, right, son, this must have felt good, cause he wrote way more than he thought he would. 154, that's why he's the bard. And Shakespeare penned some powerful rhymes, some ever fertile and eternal lines, some so fine they gon' wind up in Hallmark cards. Now, Shakespeare and Henry grew a mite closer. People said they really liked one another, but did any of them poems change pretty Henry's mind? Well, Henry went, got a wife and kids, but took Shakespeare's mistress before he did. But that's a whole other song, y'all, for a whole other time. Now, just like it was with Henry Risley, we find it here in the 21st century that some of you young folks who could say I do is saying I don't. It seems like y'all would rather hook up and chat. Now, I'm not saying anything is wrong with that. I'm just trying to let you know what it is your parents want. See, they want you to do as they've likely done, that is get hitched and spawn some young, and do so in that order if you be so kind. So to all you youngish women and men, take the advice Shakes gave his friend to get married and have kids before you die.
Oh, get married and have kids before you die. Because one day in the cold ground, you're surely gonna die. And every one of those who will be crying, why, oh why. So get married
the mirror that your death is getting nearer. So brother, sister, maybe you should think about making another you. Como say DJ, time to get in a family way. Get married and have kids before you die. Whoa, kids can be expensive and really time intensive. Can make you feel afflicted as gifted with a sickness. And your choices are restricted because most of them ain't gifted. And they can be really wicked, I mean really, really wicked. A little sick and twisted, a little narcissistic. But please be masochistic and take a chance and risk it. Marry and have kids. I said, now get married, yeah, oh yeah, and have some kids. Married and have kids. Get chuckles off of that. And if you do too, it's because you recognize what's true in that song. And that's what the sonnets do. They go for what is emotionally true.
Like Dick, the world's most famous poem, Shakespeare's Sonnet 18. Even though this piece was written way before our time, the words still have the power to affect our hearts and minds.
And that's right. And there's whys on so many people's lips and in so many cards. So, if you know it, sing along with us. It goes, shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and far more temperate. Rough winds come and shake the darling buds of May, and summer's leaves have all too short a day. Oh, sometimes to hunt the eye of heaven shines and open is its old complexion dims, and every fair from fair sometimes declines. By chance, so nature's changing course on train. Oh, but thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor shall you lose possession of that beauty which thou holdst, nor shall death brag of your wondrous in its shade. When in eternal times through these lines you grow and grow and grow and grow and grow, oh, for as long as men can breathe, as long as eyes can see, so long as this and this gives life to thee. I said as long as men can breathe, as long as eyes can see, so long as this and this gives life to thee.
Shall I compare thee to a day in summer? You're more pretty and more constant. Give me a number. Hurricanes shake up the garden and day, and the summer never really lasts long anyway. But the sun is just way too hot on some days, or it's hot behind the clouds ain't cool. But anyway, everything beautiful, but someday lose this beauty. It's karma, it's fate, seasons, nature's duty. But you'll never ever die, you'll always stay a cutie. I always go and paint your picture acutely. Long as you will die, you will live eventually. You know you and me was eventually meant to be. Most people have eyes and they exist to see. You will live on through this hot 14 as long as people exist and they have eyes to see. Queen, you will live long through this hot 14.
As long as men can breathe, as long as eyes can see, so long as this and this gives life to thee. Oh, as long as men can breathe, as long as eyes can see, imagine that Mr. Shakespeare would have sang it that way, or that he would have understood the Jamaican East that my brother was speaking. However, that's the thing about the sonnets, is that they've been inspiring musicians for hundreds of years, whether they have done so in jazz, or classical, or pop, or rock, or hip-hop. But one of the things I love most about them is how they can tell you so much about Shakespeare's life.
Hey, wait, Robin. Most scholars will tell you to be careful not to think the sonnets is purely autobiographical.
That's true. That is what they say, but forget that. To me, they are a lot more fun if you do take them autobiographically. Let's say those ones about unrequited love. Y'all know what unrequited love is, right? It's when you love somebody and they can't stand it. Well, if we take those sonnets as autobiographical, then Shakespeare was messing around with this one cutie pie who kept kicking him to the curb.
You mean the Dark Lady sonnets?
What? Some of them look like they never heard of it. All right, well, let us be the first to spread a little chit-chat and chatter on this most salacious of matters. Now, Shakespeare wrote about 26 sonnets up into a woman he considered less than honest. Cause when it came to love, she was a wee shady. He didn't get her name, so she's called the Dark Lady. She's called that because of the way that Shakespeare described her. He said the hairs on her head looked like black wires. He also said her skin was the color of dung, which meant that she was dark with eyes nothing like the sun. It seemed she was cool, not snooty or snotty, the type of woman who you like to take to a party. She loved to write words, hated to be bored, and reportedly could really rock a harpsichord. And young Shakespeare dug her, thought a lot of her, cause as one day moved into another, the brother couldn't get the Dark Lady out of his mind. Problem, she was into other guys. But when she started running around with his beloved friend, this nearly brought Willie to his wit's end. I imagine him wandering through London at night, feeling hella heartbroken and singing something like, You know what I did, but you hanging around with him, my most beloved friend, the Dark Lady. You got what I need, but you make me feel so grim, cause on you I can't depend. Now Shakespeare couldn't just leave it alone. He began to beweep, bewail, and bemoan. He felt belittled and bedraggled and a bit bereft. I mean, he lost both his boo and his BFF. And with heart-sore tears and heart-sore cries, love ripped the dreams from his enthralled eyes. The Dark Lady betrayed him, played and unmade him, put his heart into a blender, pressed a button, and trapped him. Why must the course of love be so hard, so fickle and false, and so filled with fraud? He poetically regretted every beauty he found in her. Okay, he started really bad-mouthing her. Thus with this slander I doth proceed. Right and fair is how I once thought of thee. But thou art villainous and tyrannous, and I am nearly slain. Oh, kill me outright with your looks and rid me of this pain. You troublesome, unjust, female, evil, worser, spirit, bad angel, deceiver. All this I knew, but I knew not well. The brother whined like a male Adele. Thou hast what I needed, but thou hangest around with him, that scoundrel. It's always tough, bro, to get through this one. I know. I just hate being treated like that. I don't know if anybody else felt this way. Has anybody ever lost somebody that you really loved and they just don't understand you? You know what I mean? I need somebody to give me some light. Send me some light from a soul. If you got one of them newfangled doohickey camera phony things, if you could just put it up with the flat. This. Oh no! Is it? Oh, the light. I'm seeing it's coming back to me. Oh man, I'm feeling it. There it is. Yes. So check it out now. Check who the Dark Lady was is a mystery. Scholars have been trying to figure out for centuries who she might be, could be, or ain't. But to this date, the most likely candidate is a young woman who was born a million Pisano. Her dad was part Jewish, part Italiano. When since Iranian was half Iranian, she might have been darker than the average British citizen. According to historians, her clan were musicians, which meant that it was likely that she would have played an instrument according to actress. She was quite spirited, creative, innovative, and ferociously intelligent. Not being content to keep her verses at home, Amelia published a very important book of poems and was one of the first women in England to do this. As you can see, Sister Girl was quite impressive. She was worth more than some man's arm token. I can see why Willie's heart was broken. I mean, if someone like that left me for my beloved friend, I'd be walking through the streets of Monroe singing, you got what I need, but you hanging around with him, my most beloved friend. Darling, you got what I need, but you make me feel so grim, 'cause on you I can't depend. Darling, you got what I need, but you make me feel so grim, 'cause on you I can't depend. All right. Here we are, finally across the River Thames to the marvelous banks of Bankside. As I said, one of the red lines slashed here to the District of London. See, they don't allow the theaters to be in any London city proper. It seems that the city fathers believe it ain't high class enough. See, they think the theater will attract the kind of roughs, the morally sort of degraded kind of mind. I'm sure they didn't mean you. But if you would look over that way, if you could see that way, what you would see would be the Rose Theater. The first theater built here in Bankside. That is the place where Mr. Shakespeare put on some of his plays back in the early days. If you spy your eye that way, what you would see would be the Bear Garden. So named because it features one of the Elizabethan era's most attended forms of entertainment, bear baiting. That's when you tie a bear to a stake and you let hungry dogs rip it apart. Good Elizabethan family fun, let me tell you. I take my Rugrats there whenever I got a couple of spare ducats to rub together. But tonight, they're featuring my favorite pastime, rooster fighting. I don't suppose I could convince some of you good people to go there with me instead, perhaps get this play and maybe even put a few ducats on a young, rooster's head? No? Okay. Well, let's go on over to the Globe. The Globe is Shakespeare's very own. And he makes a pretty good penny, which is exactly what he charges if you want to get in. And then he charges you another penny if you want to sit down. And then he charges you a third penny if you want something soft to sit down on. So like I said, he does pretty good. And they put on his plays almost exclusively, except for when the plague is in town and they have to take that show on the road. So, let's see what's happening at the Globe today. Looks like a good one. The Tragedy of Hamlet, Prince of Denmark. Shh. I think it's about to start.
Ain't that some drama? Hammer's hating on it that he's not even cold. But some guards on duty said they've seen a ghost. Ham goes to check it, and yup, it's his daddy. And what the ghost says just to drive him back. His pop says,
Corny is nice to be no doubt. You know what to do, son, you gotta ride out.
Chuck block of Billy's bro said, Hammer's just a flirt. She learns at the end, oops, spoiler alert. But moving right along, here goes sports and brass. A young lad who came to get revenge for the past. A long time ago, somebody killed his big papa. He came thug out to do the thing proper. Go ham,
Go ham,
go Hamlet,
go Hamlet,
everybody go ham,
go ham,
go Hamlet.
go Hamlet.
Supporting bass companies like Hamlet, let's fight. And Hamlet's like, yo, I got a much bigger plight. I'm trying to get the right to kill my uncle with a knife. Push him off a cliff in his life. Gertrude's higher than a kite, thinking everything's alright. While Hamlet's seeing vision, this slave is sleepless night. But he still thinks the ghost might well be the devil.
I'll stage a play to see his he's on the left.
They reenact the murder, Claudius leaves the room. Now, Hamlet sure it's time to steal his uncle's doom. Hamlet goes ham like Jean-Claude Van Damme and blows with his dad. Like, oh man, let her teach the road. Comes back to get vengeance. Teams up for Claudius to end Ham's existence. Mom drinks the poison in the touch to my son. Hamlet kills Claudius finally, then he dies. The play's done. Go ham! Go ham! Go Hamlet! Go ham! Everybody go ham! Go ham! Go Hamlet! Everybody go ham! Go ham! Go Hamlet! Everybody go ham! Go Hamlet!
Now, if you ever experienced the play, the way that Mr. Shakespeare meant for you to experience it, which is live in theater, you'll notice one thing right away. Hamlet is having a real bad day. Seriously. Man has to come home from college because his father is dead. Once he gets home from college, he finds out that not only is his father dead, but his mother has got remarried. Not just remarried, but remarried to his uncle, who was the father's brother. Then he finds out from the ghost of his father that the uncle, who's now the king, and now his stepdad, is the dude who killed his father, who used to be the king. So Hamlet doesn't know what to do. I mean, he's coming from Wittenberg, so he has a mind full of Christian philosophy which says, thou shalt not kill, vengeance is mine, says the Lord. But at the same time, he's a Dane, a DNA, you know what I mean? He's like, yo, I just can't let this sit. So he's thinking, I got to handle my business, right? So what does he do? He thinks, okay, I got to kill Claudius. Can I kill Claudius? Do I kill Claudius? Do I kill Claudius not? Oh my God, what if my mama has something to do with it? Do I kill my mama? Do I kill my mama not? Now, dude is so confused, he has no action, he can't do anything. Even his erstwhile girlfriend, Ophelia, when she steps to him and says, hey, baby boy, I love the letters you sent me when you was at college. He can't even trust her. He's like, I don't send you no letters, what you talking about? So, we can see this keeps him in from making a proper choice. So what you'll notice is that Hamlet is a lagger
And a lollygagger
with no swagger. So, you want to talk about swagger? Real swagger? Well, yo, you talking about Henry V. No loud talking bragger. Real swagger. Yeah, we talking about Henry V. No inebriated stagger. Real swagger. Yeah, you talking about Henry V. You want to talk about swagger? Real swagger? Henry V.
Oh, for a muse of fire that would ascend the brightest heaven of invention, so you can see Henry V leading his men to battle in France. They are hardcore, but then they reach the walls of the town of Harfleur, are losing in the spirited until Henry with sword in hand turns to them, and this is what he says.
Once more unto the breach, dear friends. Once more, or close the wall up with our English debt. In peace, there's nothing so becomes a man as modest stillness and humility, but when the blast of war blows in your ears, then imitate the action of the tiger. Stiffen the sinews, summon up the blood, disguise fair nature with hard favored rage, then lend the eye a terrible aspect, and then in pride with the portage of the head like a brass cannon. Now set the teeth and stretch the nostrils wide. On you noblest English, dishonor not your mothers, attest those you call fathers did not forget you. Be now copy to men of grosser blood, and teach them how to war.
The English rally back, get back into the fight on the attack. Harfleur gets in, Henry tells his men to be leaning in with the town citizens. Now what if I told ya, well, this story is far from over. Oh yes, there's more Dick Hank before he goes into the battle of Agincourt.
And if we are marked to die, we are enough to do our country loss and to live. The greater the men, the fewer the share of honor. God's will. That he who hath no stomach for this fight depart. We would not die in that man's company that fears his fellowship to die with us. This day is called the Feast of Crispian. And he who outlives this day and comes safe home shall stand a tiptoe when this day is made. Then shall he strip his sleeves, show his scars, and say, these wounds I had upon Crispin's day. Old men forget, it all shall be forgot, but he'll remember what feats he did that day. Then will our names, familiar in their mouths as household words, be in their flowing cups freshly remembered. We sheds his blood with me, this day shall be my brother. Be he ere so vile, this day shall gentle his condition. And gentlemen in England now abed shall think themselves accursed and hope that manhood's cheap when it comes to those who fought with us on St. Crispin's Day.
Our Lord compassion call is smell of death and bodies lying all around. English and French choke on the stench, but Henry keeps fighting to show up his crown. Now this seems like madness, but clearly it was mad method in it. Henry wouldn't be undone, he kept pressing on and just wouldn't quit till he won.
You wanna talk about swagger? Real swagger? Well, yo, you talking about Henry V? No loud talking bragger. Real swagger. Yeah, we talking about Henry V. Lord, we created stagger. Real swagger. Yeah, we talking about Henry V. You wanna know about swagger? Real swagger? Henry V. Come on. Swagger, 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 swagger. Yeah. Swagger, 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 swagger.
Tragedies, Macbeth and Othello. And these are two of the most cold-blooded, underhanded, backstabbing manipulators in all of English literature. Meet Lady Macbeth. When she receives a letter from her husband, Lord Macbeth, saying 3 witches told him he'd be king of Scotland, this hard-hearted social climbing she-devil decides to go all gangsterista and convinces her husband to kill the rightful king and take his place, thus starting a spiral of killings that even include children. Meet Iago, the most devilish dude in Venice. He hates his boss, the Moor, Othello. The main reason being that Othello passed him over for a promotion. So, to get revenge, Iago initiates a master plan to ruin Othello by making him think that his new wife is cheating on him. In the end, Iago causes the deaths of 4 people. These two have been beefing for 400 years, but today they have agreed to verbally sing it out on our forum, and you get to be the judge on this edition of the Shakespeare Character Smackdown.
Well, if it isn't Lady Macbeth, I must confess I'm a little bit impressed with you, yes, but I'd be more impressed if Shakespeare had given you more speaking lines. That wasn't under my breath. What's this? You missed the spot. You should have worn gloves. I guess some maidens are ravens. We can't all be doves. Alas, poor Lord Macbeth, he sure did pick a winner. But remind me never to accept your invitation for dinner. Invite a dude to dine, then put his demise on the menu. No lawyer in their right mind would ever try to defend you. Let me go in a little deeper while the cat's out of the bag. You drove your husband to murder. You were that much of a nag. Always scheming and plotting, creeping in the shadows and lurking. The crystal ball says your future is murky. Lady Macbeth, I regret that you're not gonna get this championship. I sink that battleship. Your mind slipped while you slept. Sleepwalker, the foresight is dark with this one. He is a certified affliction, a murderous vixen equipped with despicable tricks and always itching to commit crimes beyond description. Listen, she is an inexcusable executioner of innocent victims.
Oh, no, he didn't. I call upon the powers of Beyonce and Taylor. Be with me, too, as they are with you. Come, ye spirits that tend on mortal thoughts. There's a knave in my face, and I like it not. For I am vexed by the essence his presence has brought. Please send me a cleanser to rout out this damned spot. I am not your wife Amelia, Juliet or Cordelia. I am a real woman, said a man, so I ain't fearing you. Yes, I know how to use a dagger, and I got that diva swagger like Athena. And I can see you've never seen or had to deal with the woman of will who will get in your grill and spill all over you the way she truly feels. You make me ill, you motiveless, malignant menace. I'm the Queen of Scotland, and you're the something that's rotten in Venice. Whining and crying about not being promoted over 1,000 lines. Your vocabulary is bloated. It should be noted, yes, Shakespeare gave me very few lines. That's because he knew men waste words in time while we women use our minds.
Sheesh. Such an angry wife. Tell me, who else will you sacrifice? Rubbing your hands incessantly while you're holding that knife. Drowned cats and blind puppies, I implied that I might. You said you would crush a baby's skull. You know that ain't right. The way you dispatched Duncan, that was something that took gumption. What about your gullible husband? You have a malfunction. I mean, you shine darkness like a hole in the sun. They say murder, she wrote. She knows how to get it done. Asking the spirits for the strength to commit regicide. Then tell your boo-boo in order to rule he must make a moral slide. I mean, you're like Jiminy Cricket inside Pinocchio's head. Truthfully, without your coaching, would so many in that play be dead? Now you imagine yourself drowning in the blood pool. When it comes to being top villain, I could never top you. I mean, you know how to execute a plan and make a lot of stiffs. I could never clean up all the blood that you leave behind with 1,000 of Desdemona's little handkerchiefs.
Villains of your kind, grinning all the time, sinning and the line, to do bad all the time, will always find that eventually the truth will arise. And the truth, he was jealous of Othello, because Othello was hot. A splendid kind of fellow, everything you're like, not. He was creative and romantic, intelligent and expansive, upfront and candid with none of his backstabbing antics. You gave so many reasons for the reasons you hated him. If you hated him so much, why not come out and tell him them? You know why? Because he's a coward. And I know what I'm saying is true. I've crushed gummy bears with more backbone than you. Who depends upon innuendo to do his work? Who doesn't even have the stones to own his own dirt? This jerk. You might have tooled and schooled and made a fool of the Moor man, but I'm hardcore, man. I was born on the Scottish moors, man. Step to this feminist with your venomous lies and all your finds that my mother's milk has been taken and made gall. Eventually, a woman is going to be your downfall. But for now, foul pal, boot right through the Dowd wall. So you get to be the judge as to who won that exchange. Do you wish to give your applause to Iago? Let's hear it.
Or do you wish to waste all of your votes on Lady Macbeth?
Thank you. Thank you. We want to thank you all for being here for this this hoedown, this low-down edition of the Shakespeare Character Smackdown. And now it's almost time for us to end the scene. But before we do, I'd like to give you one last offering. Some lines that we've pulled together from the play of Midsummer Night's Dream that we're calling No More Than Imaginings.
If we shadows have offended, think that this and all is mended. That all of us here but lunatics, lovers and poets, as momentary as a sound, as swift as a shadow, as short as any dream. As brief as the lightning in the cowled night that in a spleen unfolds both heaven and earth. Yes, We're all beings of imagination, all compact, and perhaps you've all but slumbered here while these visions did appear. And this weak and idle theme, no more yielding than the dream of lunatics, lovers, and poets whose minds body forth the forms of things unknown, and whose pens give them form and name, like this theater, like this beautiful city, this wonderful state, this planet, this galaxy, this universe.
You know, Shakespeare is so universal. Yes, he created a bunch of characters that were really good at insulting each other. But he also created characters that was really good at giving each other great advice. Advice on how we can live life, about how to deal with the hills, the struggles and the stripes of what it means to be human. Talk to us about ways that we need to see things, and how when times get real tough, how we might want to take it upon ourselves to get through the rough by doing a little dance and sing. The time of life is way too short, so any time wasted is too long. The web of life is both a good and an ill, woven together in a legal yarn. We are such stuff as dreams are made, and our little lives are rounded with sleep. But there are more things in heaven and in earth than can be dreamed in our philosophy. See, there are suns in the stones, tongues in the trees, books in the valley, books and good in everything. And no matter whatever this life might bring, you'll bear it better if you dance and sing. Your ear, but give few thy voice. And don't waste any company with a vulgar fool. You see, an empty vessel makes the loudest noise. Yeah, action is eloquence, ignorance is darkness, and knowledge be the wing we fly the heaven upon. And music truly be the food of love, then why don't we play on, play on, play on? And find suns in the stones, tongues in the trees, books in the running brooks and good in everything. And no matter whatever this life might bring, you'll bear it better if you dance and sing. Hey, yeah. This to thyself, to thine own self be true. And it will surely follow as the night follows the day, that thou cannot be false to anyone. Oh, yes, and by the way, when you go out in public, be friendly and politic. Flatter somebody and be smooth with thine enemy. Have more than you show, speak less than you know, and what you see's not all that there may be. See, there be suns in the stones, tongues in the trees, books in the running brooks and good in everything. And no matter whatever this life might bring, you'll bear it better if you dance and sing. You'll bear it better if you dance. Now, this. To the street, dance and sing on the balcony. Dance and sing when you're in the heat. Dance and sing or in the breach. Dance and sing no matter whatever this life might bring. You'll bear it better if you dance and sing. You'll bear it better if you dance and sing. You'll bear it better if you dance and sing.
y'all. Brother from another mother. I've known him for over 2 decades. Please give it up for playing Robin Hood fellow, Mr. Reggie Gibson. James like, you're gonna hit one time.
You want to hit?
You want to count it. Say one quick hit, y'all.
One quick hit?
James Brown,
one quick hit. 1, 2, 3, 4. One quick hit, go.
Oh, that was a sweet hit.
Hit it. Dance and sing.
Dance and sing.
Dance and sing. Dance and sing.
I can use my freedom.
On 3 more.
I want to let it out. Bunny ball pop.
Count it slow.
Bunny ball pop.
Count it slow.
Bunny ball pop.
Count it slow.
Like that.
I hear you, Horatio.
I want 3.
We want 3. Count it slow hits. Y'all ready for this? Let's dig it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 hits. Make them slow. I like it. Dance and sing. Dance and sing.
We gonna multiply those. I think 7. Keep it nice and
Oh, you want to keep it dry?
prime.
Okay. 7 and 7. How we want them?
Quick.
Quick
Let's
hits.
spin both back to 7.
Oh, you want some spirit hits? I hear you. 7 quick hits. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 quick hits. Go.
Listen, we gotta get out of here.
We do.
We want to show. I don't think we should close out as a celebration of Shakespeare's 14-line sonnet.
Oh, I like that.
We should close out with 14.
14, how we want it?
And I think we should get everybody with their fist in the air with us and count this off. You know, go 1, 2, 3. We'll count right now, okay? I was all fist in the air ready for one last time. 14 hits, y'all.
1, 2, 3, 4. 14 hits. Let's go. 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah.
Thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you for the dancing.
Thank you to Dowd, thank you James, thank you everyone that came through, please. Shakespeare To Hip Hop.com.
This is your photo time.